So if you look at the last 24 hours, MAGA are attacking this school teacher in Chicago for using a hand gesture that appeared to be mocking what happened to Charlie Kirk. I don't even know if that's true or not. I saw the video. Obviously inappropriate, not something that I would do, but MAGA seems more upset at this than all of our children that are losing their lives in schools. MAGA seems more upset at a hand gesture than the fact that 20 million Americans are going to lose their medical coverage. MAGA seems to be more upset at a hand gesture than the fact that the President of the United States, who they support, is a 34-count convicted felon and a liable abuser, who obviously was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein and is most likely in the Epstein files. MAGA seems more upset at a teacher from Chicago who used a hand gesture than those who beat police officers, violent criminals on January 6th, that Donald Trump called hostages and patriots that were pardoned. The point I'm trying to make is these MAGA morons literally have zero credibility, and they will take one person, literally one person at the No Kings protest when we had millions of people that were peacefully protesting, millions. And they'll take one person that may have shown an inappropriate hand gesture and paint the entire protest as violent. By the way, she didn't break the law. And they'll paint the entire protest as hating America. That's what these MAGA morons do. Make no mistake about it. Millions of people, let me repeat, millions of people were at these No Kings protests, not arrested, no crimes committed. From what I've looked at with the research that I've done, the only people that have been arrested were Trump supporters. Over 20 Trump supporters were agitators, and over 20 of them were arrested at these No Kings protests. It was absolutely peaceful, but yet they'll take one or two people, or in this case, one person who may have used an inappropriate hand gesture, that's still even yet to be determined, and they'll paint the entire left as violent, the entire left as criminals, the entire left as somehow celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk. It's a joke. But that's what the MAGA Republicans do. See, they don't want to admit that it was a wonderful turnout, that there were over 6 or 7 million people that were at these No Kings protests around the country, that it was peaceful, that there were a bunch of people that were exercising their First Amendment rights. They don't want to admit that. They just want to focus on one person who, by the way, wasn't committing a crime and may have used a hand gesture that was inappropriate, is I guess the word that I would use. That's what they do. But yet when hundreds of people commit violent acts on January 6th, they either don't want to talk about it or they want to call that peaceful, a mostly peaceful protest, which we all know January 6th was not. That's what these right-wingers do on social media. If they look at, a chat with a bunch of young Republicans that hurl out the N-word and they just want to ignore it and they want to talk about another topic or something else and they don't want to talk about their own. And then when 1 out of 7 million people, because that's really what we're talking about here, 1 out of 7 million people uses an inappropriate hand gesture, which is, by the way, not against the law. They want to paint the entire protest, 7 million people across the country, as violent and promoting violence. Don't listen to these right-wing turds out there. They're going to continue to do this. Make no mistake about it, the entire protest was nonviolent, people exercising their First Amendment rights against the Trump administration.